people want to see actors on screen. People want to see actors playing characters on screen, and it for them it doesn't matter, where they're coming from. They just want to see talent on screen, and they don't really judge where you're coming from. And we've seen so many examples, both like
both from
maybe
filming,
star kids and outsiders surviving really well because people like them. People like watching them on screen. If people don't like you, people don't like watching you on screen. If you don't really know your job, then you know what happens. No, we want someone who is more muscular, and why don't you try for this like a half a scene part or just a one scene character they would ask me to do. Excuse me, and then you say, hi, I'm from film school, FTI, and they're like, doesn't matter. You not fit. So I've seen that a lot. Where I was supposed to do this big film with a big maker, with a big studio, and just suddenly one day I got to know that I'm nowhere a part of that film. Actually twice. So I needed around 15 to 20,000 every month just to survive. So there were times when I would get a notice like message from bank that 18 rupees account balance. Said, shit.
Today we have a man who has seen the biggest highs and the lowest lows, but has turned out to be one of the most powerful and prolific actors of this generation. Rajkummar Rao, welcome to Pink Villa. And it's an honor for us actually to start the men's Untold Stories section with you. I want to start off with this because today everybody talks about you, Vicky, Ayushmann setting a complete new trend and new wave of Indian cinema, Vicky went and said that there was a point when he went for an audition for a deodorant ad, and of course nobody knew that he was Sham Kaushal's son. And उसको रास्ते में ही देख के बोल दिया कि you are not fit. ऐसे हुआ है कभी? मतलब when you've gone for audition?
Of course, like when I came to Mumbai in 2008 until I got my first film, 2010 when LSD happened. In those 2 years, that is what I was facing every day. There's a place called Sriji's in Andheri West. A lot of actors who are trying to make it, they would know. So there used to be very small rooms there, and a lot of ad auditions would happen there. And as an actor, I wanted to go out and give some audition or meet some people and try and do something worth for that day. So I would just go for these auditions, and there would be hundreds of boys standing outside. Everybody, you can see everybody's trying, and it's summer, everybody's sweating, and they're trying to look their best. And this door, somebody would open the door, and he would just choose you, rest all of you not fit. So yeah,
really?
So out of 100, he would just choose 4 or 5 people, and then rest everybody and everybody, the moment is excuse me, and then you say, hi, I'm from film school, FTI, and they're like, doesn't matter, you not fit. So I've seen that a lot, but I was ready for it. I knew when I came to this city, and nobody knew me when I came here, and I was prepared that I would have to struggle, I would have to look for work. It won't happen that I would come and people would be waiting for me कि आपका ही इंतजार था, यही चेहरा ऐसा कुछ नहीं होने वाला था. I would have to make my own way.
But what was the meanest thing that was said to you? Maybe by a person or at an audition?
Well, a lot of people actually. I saw a lot of rejection initially. Like people would comment that no, we want someone who is more muscular, and why don't you try for this like a half a scene part or just a one scene character they would ask me to do, which I don't mind. But I said, okay, but can I also audition for the other part, which is has like some more impact, which is an integral part of the story. But they would just say, okay. No, we want somebody who's like, tall and little muscular. And I say, okay, it's fine, I'm sure somebody would be out there who would say, no, I want you, come audition. Yeah.
But who is that?
Of course, with LSD it happened.
Yeah.
So I was in Pune actually. I was reading a newspaper there, and there I read the news that Dibakar Banerjee is planning a first digital film, and he wants to cast newcomers, and he wants looking for some 6 actors for that film. And I thought this is a golden opportunity for me. I've been a big Dibakar fan. So I came back, I went to his office. I made this small showreel of my work, around 5 minutes. I packaged it really well, put a picture of mine, and added everything from dance to martial arts. Like, पता नहीं इस शहर में क्या बिकता है, सब डाल दो कि सर सब है, आपको जो चाहिए ले लो. From plays to my performances to short films. So I made like a montage of 5 minutes kind of thing. So I landed up to his office. I met someone there, and they said, no, we don't cast here. There's this guy Atul Mongia. He's doing the casting, so go meet him. I said, but can I leave my showreel? And like, yeah, sure, okay. So they were sweet. They just took the showreel, and I'm sure just kept it there. Then I found out who Atul Mongia is, so I didn't know who he was. So I just randomly, I was very new to Facebook at that time. I just typed Atul Mongia
Yeah.
and some name popped up, and I saw one mutual friend. He was my senior from my film school, FTI, Arindam.
Oh.
I said, listen, do you know Atul Mongia? I can see that you guys are friends on Facebook. He said, yeah, sure. So I said, can you forward me his number? So he sent me his number. I called him 2-3 times. He said, yeah, sure, call this one, my assistant. So I called her, Neha, who eventually became my co-actor in the film.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, sure, mail your pictures, the usual conventional thing. So I mailed, I waited for 2-3 days, nothing. I called her again. Yeah, sure, mail your pictures. I said, but I've already mailed. Send it again. So I sent it again. Nothing after 2-3 days, and again called him. I was being pushy because I knew this is a chance, and I don't want to miss the opportunity thinking that maybe they don't want me. I didn't want to feel lazy. I said no, I have to be a hustler in that.
Yeah.
In this situation. So eventually, till the point they said, you know what, just come and give the audition, man. I was at it. Then finally they called me, but I went there looking very weird because the brief I got was that this hunk, the cat is really hung at a cool guy from Delhi. So I thought hung cool means like, must be really muscular and like tight t-shirt, tits are popping out. So when they're like that and Atul saw me, he's like, so he said, do you have something else to wear? I said, something normal. I said, oh shit, man, gone, not getting this. I said, no, sir, I only have this. And it was tough times. I didn't even have that much money to, go and buy another shirt. Now that you're here, just, whatever, just give the test. And luckily Dibakar liked what I did, and then I got a call after 3 days that Dibakar liked it, but you'll have to come back again for second round. And some 3 rounds happened, and after those rounds, I finally got that first phone call we all wait for during the film.
How difficult was it for you financially to sustain yourself and survive in this city? Because I come from a family, I didn't want to take money, and I'm also not from Bombay. The first few years are like really troublesome. How did you go past that?
Well, it was really tough. I come from a very humble middle class background, and like we were just managing somehow. There were times in school when it was really tough for 2 years, and my teachers actually paid my fees for 2 years. When I came to the city, and Bombay is a very expensive city compared to Gurgaon. We were living in a really small house. 3 of us were sharing this small flat, and I was paying like I think 7,000 of my share in that rent, and I thought it's really too much. So I needed around 15 to 20,000 every month just to survive. So there were times when I would get a notice like message from bank that 18 rupees account balance. Said, shit man, how it's gonna happen now? And then my friend would get like, he has some 23 rupees, so he would call another friend. And FTI is a big community. We all really take care of each other. We all understand and love each other a lot. So we would call someone and borrow some money, or would go to their house and share their meal together. I have a friend Vinod, he's also an actor. So I had a bike when I came to the city, so he also had a bike, and both of us would go to different auditions, sometime to town from Andheri, and bike, you can imagine the pollution, the heat, and it's so funny now when I look back. So we would take out our helmets, of course no makeup. I knew nothing about the presentation and how to look and what to wear, and I also didn't have too many fancy clothes to wear. So I was carrying this rose water, and he would spray at my face, I would spray at his face, and we would clean each other and do some hair with a mirror. And let's comb our hair like, I think we're looking the best version of ourselves. Let's go try and crack this audition. So all this has happened,
But even after you debuted, it was not an easy ride for you, Things were not how it is today. How bumpy was it? Did it happen that work didn't come for quite some time? How did you deal with that?
No, I think I was pretty lucky, though. Of course, finance was the problem. Like I got paid around 11,000 rupees for my debut film. But after that, I got Ragini MMS. Like after I think 3-4 months of break. And Ragini, I got paid around 1 lakh rupees. So these are small films, but they ended up doing good business at the box office. They were successful films, and people noticed me. I think my only aim to do LSD was because it's a Dibakar Banerjee film, so I was pretty sure that makers would watch it. And people I respect and I want to work with, they all would watch it. And that's exactly what happened. Like Anurag sir saw it, and he called me for Gangster Wasseypur. And before we started Gangster Wasseypur, Ragini MMS happened. And then I was going for Gangster Wasseypur shoot, and during that shoot only, Mukesh Chhabra, Mukesh Bhai and Anurag sir suggested my name to Hansal sir, because he was looking for an actor to make Shahid with. And I met him, and then Shahid happened. Though it took a while for us to finish Shahid, but I was happy. I was doing some interesting films. I was doing very exciting work. As in, like the greedy actor inside me was very happy that at least you're doing something that you love every day. So no complaints. I can't really say that I sat at home. I was very happy doing even smaller parts with makers like Anurag Kashyap or with Reema Kakti in Talash and a lot of other films.
But has it ever happened where you, after being an actor, you've been replaced unceremoniously for any ridiculous reason, or maybe an actor said that they don't want to work with you? That has happened to a lot of
course,
people.
I can't name.
Don't
but
name, I'm
of
just...
course, yeah. There have been instances where maybe not one I know of. Although if it has happened, I won't know of it. But one I know of where I was supposed to do this big film with a big maker, with a big studio, and just suddenly one day I got to know that I'm no more a part of that film. Actually, twice, and I don't know why it happened. Like somebody influenced someone that I want to do it, and let me be a part of it. But it has happened. Yeah. But as I said, I'm a very happy guy. Otherwise, I have a very positive mindset. I have no complaints with anyone. I think if somebody wanted to do it and I didn't get it, it's fine. As they say कि यहाँ जो लिखा है ना ये कोई नहीं ले जा सकता है. So what I have, what's there for me will always be there for me. Nobody can take that away. But one of that film actually never got made.
Yeah.
Where I was replaced. So I said maybe it's just karma. It never got made. But it was a great story. I wish they could have done it. And once I heard there was, but I don't really, you can't really believe whatever you hear.
Yeah.
Especially here, like in our industry. Once I heard that this someone told these makers that why are you taking him? Take somebody else. Then maybe I'll be able to do it. Yeah.
Today we talk about nepotism. It has existed in every industry for the longest time. Has it ever happened that you've been hit by nepotism, where you know that you wanted a film really bad and just because you don't have a filmy surname, you didn't get it?
Maybe, yeah, one of the instances that I mentioned, maybe that was, but it has nothing to do with nepotism, I feel. It just was influence, I think. It has more to do with influence, more than anything else. But now, we all know, times are changing. Now, people want to see actors on screen. People want to see actors playing characters on screen. And for them, it doesn't matter, where they're coming from. They just want to see talent on screen. And they don't really judge where you're coming from. And we've seen so many examples, both both from maybe star kids and outsiders surviving really well because people like them. People like watching them on screen. If people don't like you, people don't like watching you on screen. If you don't really know your job, then you know what happens. So I don't have
But earlier, has it ever happened when you worked with somebody bigger than you in terms of star power and your role has been chopped? Like from what you've heard in the narration, maybe what you saw in the film, it was not the same.
Yeah, but that's a call that you take in the edit. If it's personal, I've seen that my role getting chopped off, but I don't know the reason. They know the reason. If it is for the betterment of the film, then great, I don't mind. I think you can just take out my whole part if it's working for the film. But if it is for personal reason, then yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thank you. Actually, there are these untold stories which never get really shared, and we are just trying that there will be so many Rajkumars who want to become and want to have the same kind of aspiration and dreams that you have today. And I hope that through this they realize that dreams are all that you need, and you can battle everything.
The only mantra is hang on, work on your craft, and be ready to work hard. Miracles don't really happen with everyone. I'm also like one of you guys only. If there's so many examples now, we all can be here today. Anybody can be here.
Thank you so much for this lovely conversation. I'm so happy it happened.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.